Week 14. Final stretch. Fumbling the Bag podcast. Best bet show. Hasn't stopped yet. Winners keep coming in, most importantly.
Yes.
You been following us this year? Because you should be. Look at the picks. 2-1 again this week for me. 23-12-1 on the year. 104-88-1. I'm talking my shit. I've been winning games. I know this shit by now. But these games kind of suck at the end of the year.
They really do. But we have been on a little streak. You know, we've been doing well. I'm 27-19-1. Overall, 107-86-5. The mystery man, what is he?
26-18. Been eating. Guys eating. Yeah, everyone.
Everybody's.
And we're not picking the same games as locks, you know, to assure a 5. We don't do that. We come into the studio, we say, here's what I got. And we go, all right.
That's what you got.
And we mostly place our bets early in the week. Try and get the best number possible. Injury reports usually come out Wednesday, Thursday, and that affects lines. And then the general market of people betting on Saturday, Sunday really affect the lines. Half points do really matter. Look at Minnesota, Arizona this last week. Why do you think they just hung 3.5 the whole week? Didn't move it.
Didn't move. And you know what? I thought Arizona was going to win that game. I really believe.
I did too. They're up 10. They're
in
control of the game, and
yeah,
we really needed them there for the Lions. But alas, I'm just clamoring over how much I want playoff football because my 2 teams are officially in the driver's seat, and my 3rd team might be a play-in team.
Right.
I've never had that happen. It's mostly pain and suffering my whole life. So let's have some good things happen. I got 3 picks this week for everyone. Andre, I believe you have 3, and the Mystery Man's coming with 6. So he's dropping a bomb. Hopefully it's a good one, and he doesn't end up being 0-6 this week and breaking, I don't want
that would mess up his.
Yeah, it would look bad if he gets to 500 this week. So we're looking for 5-1.
He has confidence. He has faith in himself. So let him roll.
Let him roll with it. We'll just get with it real quick. Anything for the Detroit Lions this week? I know last week I wouldn't call it luck because they were in control of the game, but they got lucky. That possibly the worst coaching decision I've ever seen. You gotta get a fucking playoff. You gotta have plays already called. You gotta spike the. I don't care.
Oh yeah, he got fired for that.
Yeah, yeah, he deserved it, and yeah. Shout out to the guy who's failing upwards. That's now in his job too, because they fired like the OC too earlier this year, and then he became the OC. Now they fired the coach, and now he's the head coach.
See how things happen?
Yeah.
See how things work? I mean, everything worked in his favor.
I need to fail upwards. Maybe if we keep doing the show, we'll become famous. Like and subscribe, everyone.
Please.
Anyways, Green Bay, Detroit. Detroit, 3.5 home favorite. Thursday night football. Big game. They're banged up. Detroit's very, very banged up. There's some injuries on the Green Bay side as well.
Right.
But it's Detroit Lions or nothing, but it's a no bet for me. I'll lean Detroit.
Yeah, I'm going to lean Detroit. I mean, it's a -3.5 right now. That could change. But Detroit has a lot of injuries, like we said, on the defensive end, more or less. And
Taylor Decker,
linebackers. Our D-backs, though, is pretty good.
Still there.
Yeah.
Branch, Kirby.
Yeah.
Carlton Davis might be back. Terry and Arnold play again. I mean...
Right.
Maybe we get a Fatu Melifanu at some point. I love saying his name. He's great.
Right. He's a good player.
Yeah, because we can't have Vildor out there. He's a liability.
Vildor gets killed, man.
Yeah.
And he's starting a PI.
And we're supposed to get C.J. Mosley back at some point as well on that secondary. We also signed Jamal Adams.
Right.
And we signed Quan Alexander. You know, some guys actually want to come play for Detroit. There's a reason why they love the energy Dan Campbell and the Fighting Lions give.
I mean, they're warm bodies too, but Aaron Glenn was saying that, they tried to choose players that they can that know the system already a little bit.
Yep.
They're familiar with it, so they kind of like just put them in there. You cover this space or whatever, and just do what you need to do.
Helps when you play a lot of men and a lot of base defense.
Exactly.
So guys can pick up especially these veteran players. So go Lions. For me, first lock of the week. I keep trying to pick on these teams. Sometimes it works. It hasn't been as great of a system lately, but I'm going back to it. I lost money on it last week, but I'm taking Philadelphia to beat the Carolina Panthers by 12 points. I already bet this at 12. It might get to 13. The betting public is going to bet this because they see the same things I have.
Mm-hmm.
Philly's awesome. Carolina's not so awesome. But Carolina's offensive line is probably their one bright spot, and Bryce Young isn't as terrible as we think.
Right. He's gotten better as he got back into the starting lineup. You could tell that, he learned something maybe from being out. But it's no way that they're going to beat Carolina or cover the spread. I mean, Philly or Carolina.
Homecoming. Take the alt line. I think they win this game by 30.
Yeah, and this is one of my money picks, too. I picked Philly.
Yeah, they looked good last week, too, against Baltimore on the road. Maybe, we can't go, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but they might have, got away with one there. It is what it is. But, yeah, there's nothing for them that scares me off. I'm like, yeah, Jalen Carter is going to tear up the line. I know they lost Brandon Graham for the year. That does stink. But
it stings, but I still think that they have, if not one of the best defensive lines.
Jordan Davis,
in the NFL
dog.
right now, yeah.
Bryce Huff, dog. I mean, Nakobe Dean's even, as a linebacker, plays well. He's played better than, advertised when he got drafted. So, yeah, I like Philly 12.
They're playing well as a team unit.
Yeah. And the offense, too. Like, I don't know how they're going to stop this unit. They're going to get ran all over.
Carolina's going to stop them.
One of the worst run defenses in the league versus one of the best run offenses. I can just see them running it up. And we'll move on to my next lock of the week. I think it's also one of yours. I'm just going to go back to Tampa Bay because they have a light schedule. The rest of the season, they're playing the Vegas Raiders at home. I'll take it. -7 is what I've seen it at. I'll be an idiot. I won't bet it if it's not. If it's at 7, I'm still betting it. If it's at 7.5, it's a no bet. But again, same kind of theory, just good-ish football team. I know they struggled against Carolina last week. Probably should have lost that game. But I like a team bouncing back against a team that's nothing to play for.
I didn't take this game.
Oh, okay.
I thought about it, but I'm still leaning Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay they probably should have lost to Carolina, like you said, last game.
Yeah.
And we
Painful watch. Painful for me to watch. Once I seen 10-3, I was like, yeah, we're in trouble, aren't we? And we were.
No doubt. But this game, yeah, I think they bounced back. I mean, they won last week, but still, they played better.
Division is literally up for grabs. Aren't these teams both 6-6 now?
I believe so.
Yeah, so I know Atlanta holds the tiebreaker, and we'll talk about them in a little bit, but...
And Atlanta is struggling.
Yeah, they are talking about benching Kirk Cousins on the TV, and I'm going to go with don't do that. Not at this juncture of the season. You let him live and die by your $100 million they paid him?
Exactly. Plus, he's going back to Minnesota. That's going to be a special game for him. This might be a way for him to get back on track, too.
That's what you think. But Minnesota, just like Kansas City, magical beans. Very magical bean team.
So true.
So that's my second one. I got one more for you just to give you the picks early, and then we're going to banter about other shit. Go to Monday Night Football. I know this hasn't hit all year. This team stinks, too, but give me Cincinnati -5.5 against Dallas. Dallas's defense is playing better, but I know Cincinnati's defense is bad, and this is the Devils' number. But I gotta see Cincinnati show up at some juncture. Like Joe Burrow, if his team wasn't 4-8, he's MVP right now.
Totally agree with you. And I took this game too for one of my money picks. I just think that Dallas sucks. Dallas defense is pretty stellar, pretty solid.
Yeah, they're solid,
but
gotten healthy.
I mean, Cincy finds ways to score against good defensive teams.
Yeah, look at last week. Yeah. If it wasn't for the fumble 6, it's a close game.
Very close game.
It was a close game the whole way through, shootout. But they just can't stop a nosebleed. But Dallas is starting Cooper Rush and Rico Dowdle. So what do you're comparing a bad offense to a bad defense. I don't know how that's going to gel, but you're comparing Joe Burrow's platinum offense to a decent defense. So I'll take the 5.5. I'll probably choke on it. That's fine. And also, I just think it's disrespect we don't talk about Jamar Chase being Offensive Player of the Year in any capacity and only talk about Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. Right. I think that narrative will change after Monday.
Okay. All right. I get you.
What kind of picks you got?
One of my money picks, well, my last money pick, actually. I'm going back to what I know best. Cleveland Pitt versus Pitt. the rematch. I'm taking the over 43.5.
I love
feel
it.
Good about it.
Mystery Man does too. One of his locks
Yes.
as well.
Yes. Matter of fact, let's go through his picks.
Yeah, go through them now, please.
He chose Detroit.
Detroit.
ATL at Atlanta +5.
I like it.
Tampa Bay -7.
Woo, with me.
Yeah. Buffalo -4. I thought about taking that Buffalo too.
I know. I'm nervous. I'm always nervous about the Bills. It's a sad. Yeah.
I'm leaning them low. Cleveland +6.5.
I like it.
And for that same game, Cleveland versus Pittsburgh, he took the over 43 as well.
Ah.
So
Man.
we didn't talk about this beforehand.
No, he just sends a text. I point at him. I go, you today, 4 p.m. And he goes, all right.
So he's 6 games in.
Yeah, there's his. Yeah, I mean, I just can't believe we're this far in the fucking season. Again, I'm just ready for playoffs. We're gonna go talk about these leans. It's not going to be the most thrilling thing, but we'll try and keep it entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Try and give you something to watch. So, stay tuned, everyone.
So, I'm thinking about betting this Buffalo LA Rams game. I do like the number.
I love it. Yeah. I've seen 4s around too. There's 4. Yeah, 4s are going on.
So if I choose it, you can check me out on X. South Bend Savage.
God, they ruined the web. I can't believe they Elon Musk ruined the fucking website. By the way, guys, I don't even post on there a quarter as much as I used to.
Really?
Yeah,
I still do my thing.
I'm on my Instagram more. I put my promotion there, and
Yeah.
eventually I'll get on Reddit and be a Redditor, and I think that's where life will go for me, is the dark realm of Reddit.
Reddit is good.
Yeah. I already go on it enough, but don't comment. Just need to hit the create an account. But let's go to these locks and leans. Thursday night we all leaned Detroit. Carolina, Philly. I believe we locked Philly. What was your opinion on Atlanta and Minnesota for the Kirk Cousins comeback game? Because I like Atlanta to cover. They'll probably lose because it's Minnesota. They win in magical bean ways, but...
And this is why I'm taking Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota will probably win the game, but I don't think they'll win by the spread.
When do they ever cover? Like
Right,
a mark?
cover in a while.
Or it's like it's very close, like the Jacksonville game. I think they covered Tennessee.
Okay.
I don't think
who doesn't cover Tennessee though?
Yeah, that's true. Early in the year, teams didn't, I believe, but fuck, Houston didn't cover.
Yeah, true.
They lost outright.
I'm going to Atlanta on this one.
All right, so that's 3 for Atlanta for us. Tampa Bay, we all, I think, unanimously locked that in again.
Yes.
Even though Vegas played well last week, we were all on that. They should have won. Again, Kansas City just, they remind me of Minnesota. It's like they win, but it's like so ugly.
It is.
Maybe it's a power to have in the postseason, but just I'm not impressed. But they're still like in a power ranking, like my 6th rated team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
6, huh?
Yeah, I rate them high. Let's see. Jets in Miami, a useless AFC matchup. Bills clinch the division Sunday. I guess give me Miami -6. The Jets have nothing to play for.
Yeah, I'm taking Miami 6. In that last game, I am going to take the Chargers.
Oh, you're saying Tampa,
Yeah.
you mean?
KC, LA. Did you go
Oh,
there?
yeah, we didn't even talk about that yet.
Oops.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. No, I was talking about Tampa. But we're on Miami Jets right now.
Yeah, I'm going Miami.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know. I wouldn't bet it with the 10-foot pole. They're going to be out there just hanging out. I don't know. Maybe they throw a retirement party for Rodgers. I hate the guy. Can't. Again, told everyone, it's not just because I hate the guy, but he hasn't played well in 4 years. So let's give the whole franchise to him. Next game.
They have.
And they did, and look where that got them. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, we talked about it. I believe every single one of us leans that Cleveland 6.5. That Jameis Winston character, man, he just loves Christ, and he might convert me himself.
I'm going Cleveland.
I think my favorite thing was he was like, Lord, you got to stop getting me to throw pick sixes. I forgot what he said. He said, guide me from, like, it was awesome. I was like,
he was serious.
Yeah.
I believe
He was like, that's not me. And it's like, Jameis, that's you.
Maybe since Florida State.
Yeah.
Probably since high school.
Probably since the JUCO.
Right.
Let's see. New Orleans Giants, shit game.
Oh, that's a horrible game.
Give me the Giants +5 at home. I guess Drew Lock does magical things.
I'm going to take New Orleans, though, man.
Fair,
I think they
yeah.
cover that spread.
Everyone's game of the week, Jacksonville, Tennessee. Tennessee 3.5-point favorites here. I'll just lean Tennessee. That hit on Trevor Lawrence was fucking nasty.
Oh, it was terrible, man.
I feel for him.
Concussion protocol, is he?
Man, that guy got a full-on brain injury. He ain't coming back this year. That was bad. He went full-on fencing. Shire got a 3-game suspension.
Yeah. He deserved it.
It's warranted. I would say it's a game too many. You should appeal it, but at this, I
mean, that was brutal, though, man, with how he did it.
Yeah, it's like,
it was not nice.
I don't know what you were thinking,
Right.
in that game. I don't know. That was bad.
But no, I guess I'm gonna take Tennessee.
Yeah, unless you really think Mac Jones is the truth. But
Right.
all right, let's go to a happier game. A game that matters. Arizona hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Arizona 2.5-point favorites. Guess I'll just take Arizona. The winner of this division's going 9-8 or something.
Yeah, I'm going Arizona too. I like this spread for Arizona. I know they have to be, very, very upset that they blew that game against Minnesota.
And they lost against Seattle the week before.
Yeah, they did.
So
it's hard to beat teams twice, although Detroit's about to do it.
I hope
in the
so.
Same division, but yeah, I'm going Arizona.
Yep. Bills, Rams. We talked about all Bills here.
Yep.
God, 3 more games here. Actually, 2 more. We talked about one of them. Chicago playing San Francisco. San Francisco season's all but over. Chicago's a train wreck. I guess the Niners. I almost want to bet Chicago on the basis of the Niners are that dysfunctional right now. I don't have a real... it's a team I would just I'll stick my neck out for every single week, and I have. But if I go back and look at all my San Francisco wins, it's probably not pretty. Because it's every week. I'm like, yeah, it's San Francisco's week.
Well, because of their injuries, they've been a little bit more Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get a point of emphasis on them. But I'm gonna go San Fran though.
Yeah, I am. I don't know. I don't like 3.5, but they gotta win it. They
is an ugly number, yeah.
Technically, they win out. They can make playoffs. It's a long shot, but they could. No Mason, no McCaffrey. God, half the defense is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Ayuk's been out for the year.
They've had more injuries than the Lions. Major injuries, I'd say.
Yeah, impactful ones. Trent Williams was out last week too. I mean, it's rough. It's rough sledding for the Niners to the point where they're saying the run is over for them. Good riddance. Sunday Night Football, the last game we'll talk about. Chargers going on the road to Kansas City. Kansas City, a 4-point favorite. That's another team I'm just blindly gonna back this week. Just give me Kansas City 4 short.
I can't do it, man. I gotta go Chargers, even though Kansas City will probably cover this game.
Okay.
It's just Kansas City never covers.
Okay, that is not true because I looked back at their schedule and because I was doing the same thing when they fucking beat the I went on a tailspin, or not the Chargers, the Raiders.
Okay.
I went on a tailspin and looked at all these games they played because I was pissed as hell. Even though I was right on the lean, I wanted them to lose so bad just so the Bills could be like, oh, we're the 1 seed for a week. That'd be great. And Magical Beans say, nope, just another special teams play on the last play of the game. They've won 6 times on the last play of the game this year. It's unfucking believable.
That's crazy.
And
that sounds like Minnesota of last year, though.
2 years ago, 2022.
Without the good quarterback.
Yeah, 2022, they went 13-4, and then they lost in the first round to the Giants. Then Daniel Jones got paid. Yes, I remember. But the Chargers, Kansas City actually covered a lot of games early in season. They covered the Ravens. They covered, they didn't cover the Chargers the first time. They covered the Niners game. Well, they covered a couple games. You were like, oh, yeah. Early on in the year, they were their cover rate. I think is it depended how it was too with that Chargers one because it was at 7, but some people got 7.5. Some people got 10.5. Shit, because they weren't sure if Herbert was going to play that one. But if you really looked at the closing line for Kansas City, and if you bet Kansas City, you're actually winning better this year.
Wow.
6-4-1 or 6-5 was, I believe, the thing.
Well, what do you think it is at the tail end of the season? You think they maybe trying to save something for the playoffs, or this is just how they are? This is the makeup of the team. Is their identity.
Yeah, that's their identity. Play close football games, win close, struggle.
What do you think? How does this, for the playoffs? Is this a good formula for them?
No, I think I would be very nervous if I was Kansas City right now, because it's kind of the same thing with like San Francisco. Like, you know who your team is at this point of the year, and there's no real changing it. Like, they're just gonna eke out these close games, or maybe win by 6 once in a while, and it can work for you. But eventually, like, your luck runs out, and I can see it happening.
I think it's about matchups for them too, though. I think that's important. Like playoffs, if they match up well, they'll still win, and you still have the X factor, which is Mahomes.
You have, yeah. I mean, and then the team will get healthier too. I don't know if Hollywood Brown comes back, but I know Rajee Rice is probably coming back at some point.
Has Pacheco came back?
Pacheco's been playing. Funny you mentioned he's been playing. He was fine last week. Yeah, he was all right.
Okay.
So it's one of those teams that I'm just like, obviously everyone's like, please no more Kansas City winning. I'm obviously the forefront of that. And I can still see them winning it all, weirdly enough. But at this juncture, I'm like, it seems so unlikely to me, just the way they play these games.
Yeah.
Like, I really, in my heart of hearts, I'm really thinking it's going to be Detroit or Philly, and probably Buffalo. With Matt Milano coming back, they're a healthy team. Josh Allen's eventually going to get the cast off the hand. I swear he broke his hand week 1. There's no way he would play with a glove the rest of the year.
True.
And then they just put him on Percocet, and he's like, I'm ready to go. Because, I mean, the man caught a lateral from Amari Cooper and dove in for a touchdown. No other QB's doing that but him.
Yeah, that's true. I will give you that.
That guy is MVP right now. I'm so tired of the running back for MVP talk. Your offensive line usually is the makeup of why your running back is good.
Okay, I mean that you could argue that. I mean I wouldn't argue with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean it's time though that we find another MVP. They were talking about on the radio today. They were talking about Heisman Trophy winners.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
they're finally probably going to pick a non-quarterback.
Yeah, Shedeur, or not Shedeur, Travis Hunter.
Yes.
Yeah, Travis Hunter. I like the anomaly guy that wins it. That's cooler. Yeah, it's college football. Like it's not like you're looking at the prospect of talent of them going to the pros. It's just like, what did you do in college? Oh, this guy plays 2 positions and he's really good.
Well, I think the last person to do it was Charles Woodson, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I might be missing somebody, but I know Charles Woodson was one of those types of players.
Yeah, those guys.
Heisman, doing what he does. Other than quarterback or running back.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say I know Derrick Henry won one. Trying to think.
There was a few Alabama guys.
Yeah, there was
running back though. That's all they did.
Trying to think. There was one wide receiver I thought from Alabama that won a Heisman. I want to say it's like Julio Jones or something. I can't quite recall off rip, but this is where we're spitballing at this point. NFL season, man. We're gonna be back 4 more weeks of this shit.
Yes.
Week 18 is gonna be more of a celebration. Me and Andre really never take it seriously.
It's just one of those put off weeks because people, you pretty much know where you're going to be at in the playoffs. I mean, there might be a few games that are going to be important.
And it's not a week to bet. I don't ever bet it. Ever since betting became legal in Michigan and I've become of age, been a long time now, older than you think, thanks to people who card me. Just not a big week for betting, but we will be covering the college football playoff. Probably week by week.
Speaking of, we got to talk a little bit about that Ohio State-Michigan game.
I'm very happy.
I am too.
Yeah, I hate both of them. They're both Colts.
Yeah. Well, I was watching. Did you watch the game?
I watched the whole game, yeah.
Man, I don't know why Ohio State played into Michigan's hands.
Yeah, let's run the ball up the middle to the best players. Yeah.
Pass the ball. Although the quarterback was not playing well, the coach probably thought about that, like, maybe we do need to run it more, but... However, you got there with your passing game.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a running team like that.
No, you should have.
And usually Ohio State can run the ball, but for some reason this season it's been more passing. That's been their attack.
I would have ran to the outside more, not up the middle.
Yeah. I mean, it was a crazy game. But, this is college football. This is what happens, especially a rivalry.
And they still have a chance for a natty.
Yeah, I hope they bet not get a home game, though.
No,
They don't deserve one.
they'll get one. They'll get
They'll
one.
get one?
Yeah, they'll get one. They're gonna be like, I don't know how far they fall this week, honestly, but it won't be that far. I think they'll be 6th.
6th or 7th, I think.
Yeah, so they'll still get to play like Indiana or something and beat the shit out of them again. So
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, the coach better win at least 2 games in the playoffs. If he does not, he will get fired.
he's gone. Ryan Day. He might already be gone, but that's
He can't beat Michigan. He's what, 0-4?
0-4.
That's terrible.
And that was the year to beat him. So shout out Michigan for that. I think that's it for us today. Anything else? Shooting NBA picks? I don't know if you've been giving videos. I don't look at the channel enough. I don't know. I see you once in a while.
I've been chilling, man. I've been trying to get this NFL over with because I'm seeing that the focus isn't there for me in NBA. I think that's why I've been losing. So I gotta kind of wait a little bit until this, at least until the regular season is over.
Gotcha.
For the NFL. But I'm hard on the NBA. I still watch the games and I keep in touch with what's going on. How about those Pistons? Even though they still have a losing record,
I watched that. I watched them. They're playing better. They're the only team I really watch. I don't bet NBA, you know that, but
Right.
the Pistons are always on my TV. They're all right. They still can win 40 games. I believe in
You
them.
still got them at 40.
I still got them.
I'm gonna say 35.
Although this is the roughest month of them
Yeah,
for
it is.
their
I've seen
season.
it, yeah.
You finally looked.
I've seen the record.
Oh, they might not win a game this month.
It's a tough one, man.
It's really tough.
It's a test for them too.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see how they show up for this month. If they play 500 ball this month, they're making playoffs.
Okay.
That 10-1 bet's still available, I promise you. So that's Fumbling the Bag podcast. We'll see you either separately or together next week. See you guys later.
All right. Bye bye.